Have you ever looked at a Hollywood star and thought, wait, who is that? That's the power of dramatic transformations, the kind that leave fans speechless. In today's video, we're pulling back the curtain on the most jaw-dropping makeovers of male Hollywood icons after plastic surgery. From once beloved heartthrobs to faces that made fans do double takes, we're diving deep into the shocking journeys that sparked endless debates. Don't blink, you won't believe your eyes. Who dared to go under the knife? Who went too far? And who left fans completely stunned? Some of these transformations will have you saying out loud, "No way, that's him." Mickey Rourke was once Hollywood's ultimate bad boy, a leading man with raw magnetism, effortless charisma, and undeniable talent. In the 1980s, he electrified audiences with his intensity and rebellious edge, quickly rising to become one of the most sought-after actors of his generation. But just as his star was burning its brightest, Rourke made a shocking move. He walked away from acting to chase a new dream, professional boxing. The ring, however, was merciless. Years of brutal fights left his once handsome face battered and scarred, setting him on a painful, complicated path of plastic surgeries. Rhinoplasty, facelifts, cheek implants, silicone injections, procedure after procedure in a desperate attempt to restore the iconic looks that had once defined him. But instead of reclaiming his youthful allure, the surgeries left him looking dramatically altered, with later corrections offering little relief. Yet through it all, Rourke never lost his fighting spirit. Resilience became his armor. No amount of criticism could break him, no mirror could define him. And in 2008, he silenced the doubters with a soul-stirring comeback in The Wrestler, a performance that reignited his career and reminded the world of his raw brilliance. Today, Mickey Rourke doesn't hide from his plastic surgery journey, he owns it. Because for better or worse, it's part of the story that makes him who he is. Sylvester Stallone isn't just another movie star, he's a Hollywood legend. With his chiseled physique, gritty voice, and unshakable determination, he carved out an empire playing larger-than-life fighters like Rocky Balboa and John Rambo. On screen, he was the embodiment of raw strength and resilience. But off-screen, Stallone has been waging a very different battle, the fight against time. In a candid 1992 interview, Stallone admitted to undergoing surgery on the left side of his face to repair nerve damage from birth, the same defect that gave him his iconic crooked smile. Yet, that was only the beginning. Over the years, rumors have swirled about facelifts, Botox injections, and brow lifts. Experts point to his smooth skin, sculpted jawline, and elevated brows as telltale signs of cosmetic enhancement. While these procedures helped him preserve his youthful look, they also created a tighter, more polished appearance, one that some fans feel lacks the rugged charm that defined his glory days in the 80s and 90s. Still, controversy has never slowed Stallone down. He continues to headline blockbusters, step behind the director's chair, and remind the world that true icons never fade. His transformation stands as both a warning about the risks of chasing perfection and a testament to his relentless spirit. Because whether it's inside the boxing ring, in the jungles of battle, or even under the surgeon's knife, Sylvester Stallone has never backed away from a fight. So if you're ready to dive deeper into his journey, drop a #1 in the comments and stick around until the end of this video. Trust me, there are some fascinating revelations waiting for you. Kenny Rogers wasn't just a country music legend, he was a cultural icon. With his gravelly voice, heartfelt storytelling, and easy Southern charm, he gave the world timeless classics like The Gambler and Islands in the Stream, securing his place among the most beloved voices in country music history. But as the years rolled on, Rogers took a gamble, not at a poker table, but in a plastic surgeon's chair. In the 1990s, he reportedly underwent facelifts, Botox, and most notably eyelid surgery in an effort to preserve his youthful appeal. Unlike his musical career, however, the outcome wasn't a hit. The eyelid surgery pulled his skin too tight, leaving him with an unnatural look that he later openly regretted. In his 2013 memoir Luck or Something Like It, Rogers admitted, "I'm not happy about it. They're too tight around my eyes. It drives me crazy." Fans longed for the rugged, natural charm that had once defined him. Yet, true to his spirit, Rogers never allowed this transformation to overshadow his legacy. He kept performing, recording, and giving his all to his audience until his retirement in 2017. When Kenny Rogers passed away on March 20, 2020, he left behind far more than a treasure chest of music. He left a lesson. A reminder that aging is part of life's song, and sometimes, knowing when to fold is wiser than trying to hold on to something that can't be kept. Carrot Top. Few transformations in Hollywood spark as much debate as his. Scott Thompson, better known by his flamboyant stage name, carved out fame with fiery red hair, outrageous props, and a style as eccentric as his punchlines. But over the years, his evolving appearance has become a spectacle all its own, igniting whispers that refuse to fade. For more than a decade, fans and critics alike have speculated about cosmetic enhancements. Though Carrot Top firmly denies ever going under the knife, the evidence, at least to some, seems written on his face. His eyebrows appear more arched and defined, fueling suspicions of a brow lift. Once sharp and angular, his face now looks fuller, prompting talk of cheek implants or fillers. Even his once uneven skin now boasts a smooth, almost porcelain finish, which many attribute to Botox or chemical peels. Yet, in classic Carrot Top fashion, he laughs off the chatter. He credits his transformation not to surgery, but to intense workouts, a strict diet, and clean living. With a wink, he's even joked, "If I had surgery, I'd look way better than this." Whether you believe him or not, one thing is undeniable. Carrot Top's metamorphosis has kept Hollywood buzzing, his appearance as much a headline as his comedy. But if you think his story is wild, wait until you see the next celebrity. Someone who took Hollywood's obsession with cosmetic surgery to dangerous new extremes. Simon Cowell, the sharp-tongued English television icon and record executive, is best known for shaping global sensations on hit shows like The X Factor and Got Talent. But in recent years, his dramatic transformation has left fans buzzing with speculation. Had Simon turned to plastic surgery to preserve his youthful image? In 2023, Cowell openly admitted, "I used Botox a lot. It's like toothpaste, you need it." For a while, it seemed harmless, just part of the Hollywood game. But soon, his once expressive face grew stiff and unnatural, sparking concern among viewers. In a video celebrating One Direction, his altered appearance shocked fans and triggered a wave of negative comments. The turning point came when Cowell himself no longer recognized the man staring back at him in old photos. Even more heartbreaking, his young son Eric reportedly felt uneasy seeing his father's changing face. That realization forced Simon to step away from cosmetic quick fixes. He began dissolving fillers and shifting toward a more natural look, prioritizing facials and wellness over drastic enhancements. Today, Cowell champions a healthier lifestyle instead of relying on needles. He maintains a balanced diet, drinks plenty of water, and embraces choices that fuel both body and mind. His transformation is no longer about erasing time, it's about living well. Simon's journey serves as a powerful reminder. True youthfulness isn't found in a syringe or a scalpel. It comes from balance, mindfulness, and a commitment to authentic well-being. Justin Jedlicka, better known worldwide as the Human Ken doll, has turned his life into a living canvas of transformation. Born in 1980 in New York, Justin's obsession with plastic surgery began when he was just a boy, glued to the TV show lifestyles of the rich and famous. To him, cosmetic surgery wasn't simply about fixing flaws, it was the ultimate symbol of wealth, glamour, and the dream life he longed for. But his parents weren't on board. So Justin waited. And just 4 days after his 18th birthday, he went under the knife for the very first time. A rhinoplasty that sparked what would become a lifelong passion for extreme body modification. By 2012, Justin had already undergone nearly 200 procedures. Multiple nose jobs, chest and cheek implants, brow lifts, arm and shoulder enhancements, and even liposuction. Reports estimated he'd spent around $600,000, while rumors swirled that his total count may have surpassed 1,000 surgeries, prompting some to joke he was 99.9% plastic. Despite not coming from money, Justin briefly lived the high life. He married a wealthy businessman, moved into Trump Tower, and maintained his extravagant lifestyle until their divorce in 2016. Today, he resides in Australia, living openly in a polyamorous relationship and proudly embracing his unique identity. Far from hiding, Justin has appeared on shows like Botched, fiercely defending his belief that plastic surgery is more than vanity, it's art, it's self-expression, and it's his way of shaping identity on his own terms. Articles from Hollywood Life and The Cinemaholic describe his story as a daring journey of transformation, beauty, and controversy. Whether you admire him or criticize him, one thing is undeniable. Justin Jedlicka has forced the world to confront tough questions about modern beauty standards and the extraordinary lengths some will go to achieve them. Burt Reynolds wasn't just an actor, he was a Hollywood legend. In the 1970s, he dominated the silver screen with blockbuster hits like Deliverance, 1972, The Longest Yard, 1974, and the iconic Smokey and the Bandit, 1977. With his undeniable charisma, rugged good looks, and that unforgettable mustache, Reynolds became one of the most bankable stars of his generation. Candid about his personal choices, Reynolds admitted to undergoing a blepharoplasty and an eyelid lift to correct ptosis, a condition that impaired his vision. "I was tired of people telling me I looked tired," he confessed. Yet he firmly denied having any other cosmetic procedures, crediting his seemingly youthful appearance to good genes and a healthy lifestyle. Public opinion remained split. Some critics claimed surgery softened the rough-edge charm that made him irresistible, while others defended his decision as a necessary response to Hollywood's relentless pressure on aging stars. But beyond the speculation, one truth endured: Burt Reynolds was beloved. His talent, charisma, and trailblazing contributions to film and television left an indelible mark on Hollywood. And even after his passing in 2018, his legacy continues to shine, reminding us why he will forever be remembered as one of the greats. Ray Liotta wasn't just another Hollywood actor, he was a force of nature. Best remembered for his unforgettable role as Henry Hill in Goodfellas, his gritty voice and raw intensity made him one of the most magnetic screen presences of his time. Audiences admired him not only for his talent but for the way he could embody the darkest corners of the human spirit with unsettling authenticity. Yet, as the years passed, whispers began to follow him. Hollywood's cruel spotlight turned from his performances to his appearance. Fans and critics alike speculated whether he had turned to plastic surgery in an effort to hold back time. His face showed signs: smoother skin, sharper lines, a certain puffiness that suggested facelifts or Botox might have played a role. These changes gave him a youthful sheen, but at times, they also left him looking less like himself. Still, Liotta never addressed the rumors. In an industry obsessed with beauty and youth, he let his work speak louder than the noise. Every role, every line delivered, reminded the world that his true power wasn't in appearances but in the depth and honesty he brought to his craft. In the end, Ray Liotta left behind a lesson far greater than speculation about cosmetic enhancements. He showed us that what endures isn't a wrinkle-free face or a fleeting illusion of perfection, it's the legacy of emotion an artist carves into our hearts. His story reminds us to embrace life as it comes, to honor the journey of aging, and to understand that the real beauty of a life well lived is measured not in years erased, but in the moments remembered. Gene Simmons, the legendary bassist and co-founder of Kiss, has never been one to hide from the spotlight or from speaking candidly about his life choices. In 2007, at the age of 57, Simmons and his longtime partner, Shannon Tweed, made headlines when they decided to undergo facelifts together, a bold decision openly chronicled on their hit reality show Gene Simmons' Family Jewels. For Simmons, the transformation wasn't just minor touch-ups. He endured an 11-hour marathon of procedures that included a full facelift, eyelid surgery, liposuction on his chest, and blepharoplasty. Later, in his typical unfiltered fashion, Simmons explained why. He was tired of the sagging skin along his jawline and wanted to freshen up his look. "I'm in show business, I need to look good," he declared. Reactions were mixed. Some fans praised his honesty, while others questioned whether a rock legend needed such drastic changes. But Simmons stood firm, insisting that confidence and personal satisfaction mattered more than anyone else's opinion. And true to his word, he never looked back. After his surgery, Simmons kept thriving, packing stadiums with sold-out shows, keeping Kiss's legendary flame alive, and branching out into savvy business ventures that reinforced his image as not just a rock icon, but a shrewd entrepreneur. For Simmons, the surgery Barry Manilow, an icon of American music, the singer, songwriter, and producer behind timeless hits like Mandy, Copacabana, and Can't Smile Without You. Rising to superstardom in the 1970s, he became one of the best-selling artists of all time. But behind the glamour, whispers about his changing appearance began to surface. In 2003, reports claimed that Manilow had undergone both upper and lower facelifts to tighten his skin and address sagging around his eyes. That same year, he revealed in an interview that he had broken his nose after accidentally walking into a wall in the dark. His remark, "I may have to have my nose fixed, and with this nose it's going to require major surgery," only fueled speculation about rhinoplasty. Over time, Manilow admitted to having sun damage removed and experimenting with Botox, though he confessed he wasn't happy with the results. These candid revelations, paired with his evolving look, highlighted the enormous pressure celebrities face to preserve a youthful image under the harsh spotlight of fame. Though Barry has remained private about the full extent of his procedures, the conversation surrounding his appearance reflects a larger truth in Hollywood: the delicate balance between personal satisfaction and the relentless expectations of an audience that never stops watching. Michael Jackson wasn't just a pop star, he was a global phenomenon. With unmatched talent, groundbreaking performances, and music that redefined entire genres, he revolutionized the industry and forever secured his crown as the king of pop. His art shattered barriers, but his appearance became one of the most hotly debated transformations in entertainment history. It all began in the early 1980s, after a reported nose injury. What started as a simple rhinoplasty to fix breathing issues soon spiraled into a series of dramatic cosmetic procedures: chin reshaping, cheek implants, eyelid surgeries, and more. Over the years, his nose grew thinner, his jawline sharper, and his once familiar features nearly unrecognizable. Adding to the speculation, his skin gradually lightened, sparking worldwide controversy until Michael revealed he had vitiligo, a condition that causes loss of skin pigmentation. Fans were divided. Some believed he was a victim of crushing industry pressure, relentless media scrutiny, and deep struggles with self-image. Others accused him of erasing his natural identity. But no matter the criticism, one truth stood unshaken: his talent never faded. Even as late-night jokes and tabloid headlines mocked his appearance, his music remained untouchable. His songs still dominate the charts, his dance moves are copied across generations, and his influence on pop culture is as powerful today as it was decades ago. Michael Jackson's life may have been clouded by controversy, but his art continues to shine brighter than ever, proving that in the end, true greatness outlives the noise. Tom Jones, the legendary Welsh singer, has spent more than 6 decades mesmerizing the world with his thunderous voice, magnetic stage presence, and irresistible charisma. With timeless hits like It's Not Unusual and Delilah, he rose to become one of the defining icons of his generation, effortlessly blending pop, rock, and soul with a swagger all his own. But behind the spotlight came the same pressures that haunt many stars: the demand to stay forever young. Over the years, Jones admitted to undergoing cosmetic procedures, including a nose job, eyelid surgery, and chin work. He spoke openly about his experiences, even sharing his surgeon's warning to keep things natural and avoid the trap of excess, a fate many Hollywood stars have learned the hard way. Fans were divided. Some admired his effort to preserve his looks, while others felt he had lost a touch of the rugged charm that once set him apart. Yet as time passed, Jones chose authenticity over illusion. Now, at 84, he has embraced the grace of aging, letting his hair turn silver and scaling back the enhancements. And still, when he steps on stage, nothing else matters. The voice is there. The fire is there. The passion is there. Tom Jones remains living proof that true star power isn't about chasing youth. It's about holding on to your gift, your presence, and your unshakable spirit. Wayne Newton, forever branded as Mr. Las Vegas, has been a dazzling fixture in show business for decades. But over the years, the spotlight has shifted from his legendary performances to the striking changes in his appearance, fueling endless speculation about plastic surgery. Observers and experts alike suggest that Newton may have gone under the knife more than once, with facelifts, Botox injections, brow lifts, and even rhinoplasty suspected of reshaping his once familiar face. Dr. Matthew Schulman, a well-known plastic surgery specialist, noted that in Newton's quest to erase wrinkles, he may have gone too far, leaving him with a smooth, almost waxy look. His 2018 cameo on The Bachelorette amplified the chatter, as viewers remarked on his uncanny resemblance to a wax figure. Critics argue that the heavy cosmetic work robbed Newton of the natural expressions that once made his stage presence so magnetic. Yet, despite whispers and headlines, Newton has never publicly admitted to any procedures. Still, the visible changes stand as a powerful reminder of the immense pressure entertainers face to preserve youth at all costs, and the risks of chasing perfection through cosmetic enhancements. Now at 82, Wayne Newton remains on stage, singing for adoring fans with the same resilience and passion that first earned him fame. His journey is more than just a tale of transformation. It's a window into the delicate balance between public expectation and personal choice that every celebrity in the spotlight must navigate. Igor and Grichka Bogdanov, France's most unforgettable twins, first dazzled audiences in the 1970s. With razor-sharp jawlines, undeniable charm, and brilliant minds, they captured the spotlight as hosts of science fiction TV shows, where they mixed futuristic theories with entertainment in a way no one had seen before. For a time, their intellect and charisma defined them. But by the late 1990s, their faces, not their ideas, became the world's obsession. The brothers' shocking transformation left fans stunned and critics whispering. While the twins claimed their bizarre new look was the result of bold technological experiments, experts and onlookers were convinced that extreme cosmetic surgery had taken its toll. Their ballooned cheekbones, jutting chins, swollen lips, and waxy skin seemed to defy human anatomy itself. Rumors of Botox, fillers, implants, and endless facelifts swirled like wildfire. By the early 2000s, their appearance had become so surreal that people began jokingly calling them extraterrestrials, a nickname the twins leaned into with humor. When they walked the red carpet at the Cannes Film Festival in 2009, they weren't just attending an event, they were making a statement. They had become living enigmas, sparking global debate about the dangers of chasing physical perfection. Were they true visionaries ahead of their time, or cautionary tales of excess? The answer remains unclear. But one thing is undeniable: the Bogdanov brothers' transformation stands as one of the most shocking, jaw-dropping sagas in the history of celebrity plastic surgery. Anastasia Pokrashuk isn't your typical beauty enthusiast. She's a one-woman experiment gone viral. While most people trust trained professionals for cosmetic work, Anastasia trusted something else: YouTube tutorials. Born in Ukraine, she dove headfirst into the world of Botox, jaw reshaping, veneers, and liposuction at just 26 years old. But her method was anything but conventional. Instead of sitting in a surgeon's chair, she picked up syringes herself, learning techniques online and relying solely on her belief in her sterilization skills. One injection at a time, she transformed her own face in DIY sessions that shocked even the boldest corners of the beauty world. The results? Let's just say subtlety was never on her wish list. Her cheeks grew so large and dramatic that she began chasing a world record. In a 2020 interview, she proudly declared she would keep injecting herself no matter what doctors said, even as they practically begged her to stop. To Anastasia, the criticism meant nothing. She's fiercely committed to her extreme look and the self-made beauty empire she's built around it. Whether she ends up with the world's most prominent cheeks, or simply the most unforgettable ones, one thing's certain: Anastasia isn't putting that syringe down anytime soon. Regine Naranezinga's road to self-discovery was already filled with challenges, but nothing could have prepared her for the cosmetic nightmare that nearly destroyed her life. An actress, singer, writer, and LGBTQ+ advocate, she first came into the public eye on the reality show Botched, where top surgeons tried to undo the devastating damage caused by an unlicensed procedure gone horribly wrong. Back in 2005, Reggie turned to O'Neal Ron Morris, known in Miami's transgender community as the Duchess, for affordable beauty enhancements. What she didn't know was that the filler injected into her body was no miracle cure, but a toxic cocktail of cement, tire sealant, mineral oil, and glue. Months later, the horrifying truth revealed itself. Her face, breasts, and hips swelled in agony as hard nodules formed beneath her skin. The pain and shame forced Reggie into isolation, terrified of what seeking help might mean. Years later, her story reached millions on Botched, where skilled surgeons were able to remove portions of the harmful substances and help restore a sense of normalcy. But Reggie's journey was more than medical. It was a test of resilience. Despite the physical scars and emotional wounds, she refused to be broken. Today, she uses her voice to advocate for safe cosmetic practices and to warn others of the dangers she endured. Her story is proof of a deeper truth. Real beauty isn't about perfection. It's about strength, courage, and the unshakable will to keep going even when the world tries to break you. Neven Ciganovic, a Croatian celebrity stylist notorious for his love of cosmetic enhancements, has always chased perfection under the surgeon's knife. But at 45, his latest attempt went horribly wrong. Tempted by a cheaper deal, he flew to an Iranian clinic for his third nose job. What he got in return wasn't just a reshaped nose, it was a nightmare no one could have predicted. An allergic reaction to the anesthesia triggered a rare and relentless condition: priapism, a constant erection that isn't just embarrassing, but life-threatening if untreated. Suddenly, his dream of beauty turned into a medical emergency. Neven cut his trip short, rushing back to Belgrade where doctors fought to control the dangerous complication. And yet, despite the bizarre ordeal, Neven remains undeterred. He insists he's just one surgery away from his ultimate transformation, and perhaps international fame. Whether that next procedure brings him closer to stardom or spirals into another disaster, one thing is undeniable. Neven Ciganovic is a man willing to risk everything: health, dignity, even his life, in pursuit of beauty at any cost. Jackie Stallone was never the type to do things halfway. Whether it was raising one of Hollywood's most famous action stars or making one too many trips to the plastic surgeon, Jackie lived life to the extreme. At 91, she finally admitted what the world had already been whispering: things had gotten a little out of control. In a refreshingly blunt interview, Jackie laughed at herself, saying the botched procedures left her looking like a chipmunk with a mouthful of walnuts. Far from the glamorous look she once hoped for, but at least she could still laugh through the pain. But Jackie's story wasn't just about cosmetic regrets. She survived a heart attack and endured one of her darkest years when tragedy struck, losing her daughter Toni and grandson Sage. Still, she refused to slow down. From her swanky condo in Santa Monica overlooking the ocean, Jackie filled her days with tap dancing 3 times a week, training sessions with her personal coach, and 2 hours of daily piano practice. She never cared much for Hollywood's party scene, but she took pride in setting an example of living life fully, even if her own journey proved that too much plastic surgery can turn a beauty icon into a cautionary tale. And then there's Sharon Osbourne, never one to sugarcoat anything, especially when it comes to going under the knife. Over the years, Sharon was brutally honest about her many cosmetic enhancements. But in 2021, after a grueling 5.5-hour facelift left her looking, in her own words, like an effing cyclops, she decided enough was enough. At 72, she knew time wasn't on her side. The endless procedures, the pain, the disappointments, it was all too much. Sharon openly admitted in her 2013 memoir Unbreakable that she'd had nearly everything done. Adjustments, rejuvenations, peels, lasers, veneers, you name it. But after that last surgery, even Hollywood's toughest rock wife had to draw the line. Today, she's embracing a more natural look, or at least as natural as decades of tweaks will allow. The lesson? Even in Hollywood, sometimes the bravest choice is knowing when to walk away from the scalpel. Jocelyn Wildenstein, better known as Catwoman, isn't just defying age at 84, she's rewriting what it means to be human. One glance at her and you'd swear she belongs to another species. But here's where it gets fascinating. According to Jocelyn, her feline-inspired face isn't the result of endless plastic surgeries. Oh no, it's all thanks to Swiss genetics. Yes, the land of luxury watches, fine cheeses, and apparently naturally sculpted cat-like cheekbones. Still, let's not gloss over one tiny detail. Jocelyn herself has admitted to spending millions on cosmetic procedures to achieve those unforgettable cat eyes. Just another everyday makeover when you're a billionaire, right? Except it went so far that a court actually banned her from using her pension for more surgeries. Imagine being so devoted to the scalpel that the law had to step in and say, enough is enough. Even now, Jocelyn insists her smooth, feline features are all natural. But the internet? Not buying it. So here's the real question. Do you believe in Swiss genetics? Or is this the ultimate plastic surgery masterpiece? Thanks for watching Exposed Hollywood. Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more shocking Hollywood stories.